Hello everybody, welcome to my live. It's Tuesday. I'm glad to be back. I just got back from my trip to Chicago and I'm excited to be live with y'all. I prepared this class before I left about a week ago, so we're all ready to go and have some stamping fun tonight. I've got 3 kind of fallish projects that I think are pretty fun, so thank you for joining me either live or on the replay. I appreciate it. How's everybody doing? I am excited because in San Antonio, we're in the 80s. It's like 86 or 88 degrees right now, which is super exciting because I feel like we've been 95 like since May, maybe. So I'm super excited for the 80s. That makes October one of the best months for us when we have 80s for weather. So I'm excited. Everybody doing okay? Having a good week? Did you have a good weekend? I have a couple things to talk to you about tonight, so I'm excited to talk to you about that. All right, I think I'm just going to turn my camera and we'll get started. All right, let me turn things around. All right, let's see how this twists. It's like starting over every time I miss a week. I'm going to push this down a little bit and get closer. All right, and I'd like to get rid of all this stuff over here, but I can't. I don't think I can get, oh yeah, I can get a little bit closer. All right, well, that's good. Okay, you guys, I want to start out, hi Renee, by first talking about the offer that Stampin' Up has right now to get a discount. I mean, that's really what it is. Oh no, I'm sorry, Renee. I don't know why it's in an alert. I think I did everything normal. So you guys, this is a starter kit offer, and truly it's a fabulous discount. You can get $125 worth of product for $35, which is amazing. Or you can get $189 worth of products for $99. So let me tell you about the difference. They're both $90 off. So are you going to spend $99 or $35? It depends what you want to get, right? So I would say if you're just getting like normal product, let's say you're going to order everything to make your Christmas cards this year, then I would do the $125 and pay $35. And then if you need to place a second order, all your next orders are going to be 20% off for as long as you're considered a demonstrator, which is amazing, right? So if you want something big that's over $125, like let's say you're just getting started, you want to get the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine so you can do die cutting and embossing, that's $140. So you can get it, and plus some other things, for only $99. So what a bargain that is. So just kind of give you a couple ideas of what the difference may be. If you guys have any questions about this, call me. I've been thinking about doing a video just on this. I just haven't had time to do it yet. I've been traveling and not home, but it's a great deal. You don't have to be committed. You can be a hobby demonstrator. This deal, truly, the commitment is $300 a quarter. You don't have to spend $300. You can spend the $35 and never spend another penny. You're not going to owe anything. It's no problem. If you want to place other orders after that, you'll get 20% off, which is great. And it's 3 by quarter, we mean 3 full months. So this is not a full quarter because we're mid-October already. So it's not October, November, December. It's January, February, March. And then there's a month of pending. So really, you're good till like April. And you can order or not order. Up to you. Anyway, if you have any questions, call me, email me, message me, let me know, and I'll be happy to answer questions for you on that. It's a great kit. Don't forget too, we have did I get water on that? Look at that. Silly, silly, silly. Advent calendar still available. That's a great thing. I think I printed it and left it on my printer, the other one, to replace this one. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about the cards we're going to make tonight, because I think they're fun cards, and I was starting to panic a little bit. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get myself up on Facebook, and it's not working. So let me try it a different way. There we are. Good. Whoa, hold on. We don't need to hear me twice. Oh, Oh, no. Sorry, Renee. Okay. It seems to be okay now. I'm going to move this back a little bit because I don't seem to be centered too well here. Okay. Is that better? Maybe this way a little. I don't know. Okay. Hold on. It's still my new stand. Okay, so these are the cards we're going to do. So I was starting to panic a little bit because it's time to start Christmas and I didn't get through all my fall kits yet, right? So I never used this kit. And so we're going to make a cute little Halloween card tonight with this cute little kit. Love this. Isn't it colorful and pretty? I didn't get to use this kit with the trees. So we're going to make a beautiful fall tree with a little scene with the deer. So that's fun. And then the last one was the squirrels. I really wanted to use those. What says fall like squirrels? So this is a really pretty card with this gorgeous paper that I'm in love with this year. I could go on making fall cards forever, but time is flying. Christmas is coming. So I have to think about Christmas pretty soon. Maybe next week we'll start to do some Christmas. Okay, so let's get started on the first card. All right, so I'm using Fright Night. This is the bundle that goes with Fright Night, and this is a really great Halloween bundle. Hold on. Oh, Renee says it's not your video. It is the post itself. It will not let me click on it and let me watch and have the chat on, hold on, the same on the side. And if I oh my, all right, Renee, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with that. It's kind of crazy. All right, Fright Night. So really cute stamp set, nice sentiments, right? Eat, drink, and be scary. I love that. And then look at the dies that go with this. We've got an eek, a boo, some spider webs, and they give you 3 at a time, which is fabulous. Little spider. You could add a little hole to this tag right here. And this is just a beautiful, beautiful die duo for anything, not just for Halloween, and then a really nice bannered label die. So that's the kit we're going to use for the first one. All right, here's our pieces. Okay, so for this one, I've got some, I always put when if you get the kit, just so you know, the pieces that we're going to die cut or stamp on are at the back, right? And then I have the pieces for the front here, and then the inside pieces on the inside. It just helps keep it a little bit organized for the kits. So we are going to start with a basic black card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Our card is just going to open like a normal card like this. All right. Then we've got some layers, and we can put these on right away. I'm starting with some Granny Apple Green. So this Granny Apple Green is 5 1/4 by 4. You guys, I might have a little problem here. Okay, I got home last night around midnight. I went to bed about 1 o'clock, and I've got some stuff stuck to my tape runner. So I'm really not unpacked yet. I got home very late. Well, guess what? All my stamping tools are in a bag because I took them with me on my vacation. So I don't know what kind of tools I'm going to have, if I have a take your pick tool, or so we might have to rough it. I only have one pair of scissors. Okay, we'll see how things go. Okay, because I can't, or I can always run into the bedroom and get it, but that's going to take a minute. Okay, so then this next one, this is the Spooky Sweet DSP, and this is 5 by 3 3/4. You can see it kind of has the orange lines on it, which I think is kind of pretty. This is the other side, just in case you're wondering which piece it is. So I'm going to do this, and we've got a nice card base for our card to go on. Okay, on the inside, I'm not doing anything crazy. This is what our inside's going to look like. We're going to stamp on it, so we'll do this last. So let me put this aside for now. Let's talk about these pieces here. Okay, so I've got 2 pieces of 5.5 by 4 1/4. This is what we're going to stamp on, and we're actually going to stamp this this stamp 4 different times in 4 different colors. Okay, so we're going to end up using Memento Black, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, and Pumpkin Pie. I pulled Highland Heather for some reason. That's a mistake. It's Gorgeous Grape, like I said. So we're going to stamp that 4 times. That's why we have these 2 pieces of paper, okay? Then we're going to do some die cutting. So I have 3 pieces to die cut. I have this piece of pumpkin pie, and we're going to cut out this largest die, and it's going to give us this lovely background for our label, okay? So that's piece number 1. We've got that set. Let me put it over here so you can see it a little better. All right, next we've got just a scrap of basic black, and I think this is like 3.5 by 3.5, and we're going to pull out our dies for the spider webs. So you need 4 of them, so you can do 2 at a time if you want, and we're going to cut those out, okay? So we're going to have our 4 spider webs. Hold on, I got spiders everywhere. All right, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 spider webs. Okay, this little piece of Gorgeous Grape is going to be for our spider. He's little, just a little die cut, so just cut out a cute little Gorgeous Grape spider, okay? Also, when you cut out these, also cut out a black spider. Just in the corner, when you do your webs, you're going to want a black spider too, okay? So that's what we're going to do for the die cutting for now. All right, so let's move these pieces over here. Next, we're going to do our stamping. So if you have a stamping tool, you can use that. I'm going to use our old, what's the name of this? I'm drawing a blank. I'm going to have to, let me pull this up a little so it opens all the way. So you can use that, or you can just mount this on a stamp. I liked doing it twice because it left a little bit darker of an impression. So I'm just going to set this up here. I think this can go maybe all the way to the top. We're going to line it up and see. Okay, first of all, it needs to be over more, because we're going to do, first we're going to start with the memento and do that one. Let me just place it where we want it and put our little magnets in place. Now, if you don't have the Stampin' Up one, they do sell other brands on Amazon if you would like a tool to do your stamping with. Again, you can just also mount it on, I think that's pretty good, mount it on one of our blocks. So we can do that, all right? Let me slide this under here for a minute. I'm going to do the memento, and this is the memento that I did with the empty pad and just added my memento ink. All right, so I'm just going to ink this up. Now, the interesting thing about this stamp is it's not going to give solid images. I don't know if you can see kind of the variation in here, but it's leaving, like on the bat and the cat, some little areas of white where that's just the way the stamp's designed. So there's nothing wrong with it. That's how it is. So I'm just going to come over here and press it down. And there we go. So you can see this is a pretty good image, right? Not bad. So you technically don't even have to do it twice. Maybe I'm obsessive, but I feel like it makes it just a little bit darker. So let's do it again. This tool allows you to stamp it again in the exact same place, which is lovely. Okay, you can see now it's a little bit darker. Okay, so we've got that. All right, next we're going to move our paper. It can be, we can flip it around upside down if we want to. Clean our stamp, and we're going to do the other 3 colors. So again, pumpkin pie, granny apple green, gorgeous grape. So we're going to end up with 4 images. Okay, let me put this over here for now. Okay, so next you're going to take the smaller die. Sorry, I'm dropping things everywhere. You're going to take this and use the smaller die to die cut it. All right, that's this inner die right here. And you're going to, yay, Renee, I'm so glad you got it. And we're going to die cut this one out, okay? So this is what we're going to have. All right, this is all die cut out and ready to go. Now, here's the other ones that I stamped ahead of time for us. So here is the Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Pumpkin Pie. Okay, you don't have to die cut these because we're just going to cut them up with scissors. Let me find a different pair of scissors. Good thing I have a lot of supplies, right? I think we might actually be okay without my little supply kit. All right, so we're going to start building on this. And so I'm just taking, I want it to be multicolored. I mean, it looks fine in the black like this, right? But I thought it'd be fun to have it multicolored with all our little colors on it. I just think it makes it really pretty. So I'm going to start by fussy cutting Fright Night out. And I'm also going to do Scare. So that's what I'm going to cut out of the pumpkin pie one. All right, and I'm just kind of cutting, leaving a little bit of a border around the words. And I'm kind of cutting away. You can see like there's little dots and stuff around. I'm cutting those away because I really don't want those there. And this only takes a minute. This is pretty easy to do. And I'm not being super careful because the white background is going to blend into the white background, right? So it's not going to be that noticeable. So we don't need to be perfectionists about this. Can you believe those words just came out of my mouth? Okay. So here is our Fright Night. That one's going to go right here. Let's also do Scare. Now, there may be other ways of doing this. I've never had that much luck stamping with Stampin' Right markers. And, you know, those are going away now. So, I like a good, sharp, colorful image. That's why I went with stamping all these and cutting them up. All right, so we've got our Scare is next. Now I chose one purple and one Granny Apple Green. So the Gorgeous Grape one is easy because it's October 31st. So we're pretty much, and save these because you can mix it up. If you're going to make a second card, just mix up the colors. Do the Boo or the October 31st on a different one. Okay, so save it, and that way you don't have to stamp a whole bunch of times. So the Gorgeous Grape is October 31st. So you guys, like I said, I just got back last night. So this was the weekend. I did go to Chicago, but I also drove to Iowa, and I did a Paint with Dina class. It's a watercoloring class at Dina Rico's house in Iowa. So I drove to Iowa and did that, and that was super fun, and I learned a whole lot. And if you're interested, I can show you a couple of my things that I painted at the end. But spoiler alert for anyone who is going to go to her second retreat, which is in a couple weeks, or she's offering it online too. So if you're going to do one of those, you might not want to have your surprise spoiled. But super fun, super relaxing. Okay, in the Granny Apple, I'm going to do Boo and Eek. I really love watercoloring. I love the look of watercoloring. So it was fun, and it was a fall theme with a fall palette, nice fall color she picked, and it was super nice, super fun, and I learned a lot of stuff. Okay. All right, here's the Boo. It's starting to look pretty, right, with all our different colors, and then we'll do the Eek on the bottom. So if you are interested in getting the kit to make these 3 cards, all you have to do is place a $50 order or more in my online Stampin' Up store by Saturday, and I will send you the kit for free. If you don't want to place an order, you can purchase the kit for $22. Just email me and I'll send you an invoice for that. But I do want to say, disclaimer, the $50 is before tax and any discount. So if you're redeeming any of your Stampin' Up bonus reward, it has to be after that. Okay. All right. So there we go. Let's glue these on. All right. No tweezers because I took them with, I think. Let's see, do I have a second pair? I feel like normally I have 2 of everything, right? Okay, found something. Okay, so I'm just going to lift these up and we'll just add some of the green glue behind us. Right here. Whoops, hold on. So have you guys started your Christmas cards already? I've done a few, but now I feel like I really need to, if I'm going to have all that I need for Christmas, I'm going to have to get moving on Christmas. I was in, when I was in Chicago yesterday, my daughter and I went shopping at Hobby Lobby because she was working on another project for Emmeline's class. And we had to get some supplies, but the Christmas stuff was all there and all out. It's one of those things that sneaks up on you, especially when it's still 95. Christmas is not top of mind here in Texas. We haven't even had fall, which we probably won't have until December. So time to get moving, right? All right, just adding a little adhesive and putting these on. And then, of course, anytime I travel, I don't know why, but I think I picked up a cold, so I felt progressively worse all day long today at work. And yeah, not cool. And I didn't run into anybody who I saw who was like visibly sick. I wasn't around any sick people that I know of, but I feel like sometimes just on the airplane, you can get something. Okay. Renee, I know you always start your you're so early. You're so good. You started yours in January. That's amazing. Okay, there we go. What do you think? Good? All right, let's just finish putting it together now. So we're just going to put this piece on the orange piece. And as all their die sets do, they layer perfectly. Love that. All right, so let's decide where we want to place our spider webs. And if I was smart, I always say this, right? If I was smart, I would have used an adhesive sheet, but I'm living dangerously with this green glue, so I'm just putting some little dots kind of on the intersection where I've got a little bit more room. Okay, so the first one I'm going to place right about here. And I like mine to go off the main base a little bit, and I just want this line to be straight up like this. The next one I'm going to butt up against it, so it's right next to it, so it looks like it's one. We went to an apple orchard on Sunday with the kids, my grandkids, and that was super fun. I mean, I lived in Chicago for so long, but I had never done that before. Look at, I went a little bit too far over. I wonder if I can lift this one up. I can. Let's move everything over a little bit. Anyway, never been to an apple orchard before. Of course, my favorite thing to do there was eat so many good things. We got an apple pie that was a French apple pie, which was absolutely delicious. I didn't get the apple egg rolls. I wanted to get that because that looked good. Caramel apple, of course. I got some fudge, apple cider donuts. Am I making anybody hungry? Lots of food, lots of fun. The kids had lots of activities. I've never picked apples off a tree before. All right, same thing here. I'm just going to flip it over and go the other way. Kind of down the middle, a little bit off. But one thing I love about the Midwest is, you know, we were outside all day long. I love being outside all day long. If you're outside all day long in Texas, you're going to die because it's 95. I feel like you just can't do that here. And I love to be outside. Okay, now remember this middle part isn't going to show, so I'm kind of lining up the outside to the outside. Okay, and make sure my orientation's okay so I don't, you know, have my card opening the wrong way. So there we go. I'm going to pop this up. Hopefully I have some dimensionals. I do. Renee, I used to live on the south side in Palos Heights near Orland Park. My son lives in Palos Heights now, and my daughter lives in Tinley Park. So kind of the south suburbs there in Chicago. All right, center this. Spooky, looks good. All right, let's place our purple spider. I'm actually going to pop him up too with a little mini dimensional. If you have the black ones, you can use the black ones to get a little bit of a darker dimensional underneath. I don't use my black ones except around Halloween. And we're going to place this little guy right here. Now, I'm just going to take a Stampin' Up marker. I've got a black one. Let me find the skinny end. And I'm just going to draw a line straight down. Now, you can use a ruler if you want to. I'm just going to freehand it just like that. All right, so our spider's coming down from the web. Now, let's turn the attention to the inside and what we want to do. So let's bring our inside pieces over. I got things falling down everywhere. We're going to use the Happy Halloween stamp for the inside, and we're just going to stamp it in Gorgeous Grape. This would fit perfectly in a little banner die that comes with the set, but it looks nice by itself right here. Happy Halloween. All right, I have two strips. I have a Granny Apple Green, and my Granny Apple Green is just 4 inches by 1 inch. And I'm just gonna add this, and then the piece of DSP that we used on the front. This is 3/4 by 1. And so I added the green just to make it stand out a bit. I didn't want to do, you know, the white on white. All right, so let's put this stuff down. You could put more spider webs on the inside. There's so many different things you could do. I maybe should have thought about that, right? It would have been cute to have a couple spider webs in here, but I don't think I cut any extras. All right, we've got that. Let's glue a little spider down. This is the black one that we die cut. I'm keeping it flat since it's in the inside of the card. Just kind of creepy crawling up the side there. Okay, let's put this on the inside, and then we're going to embellish. And we're going to use those fabulous sparkly foam stars, which is not their official name. They are Shimmer Star Foam Stickers. Excuse me. So let's get some of those out. I think I have some left. Let's see what we got here. Before I open a new one, use the old one, right? I'm not going to use, well, so here's the colors, right? White, black, and the purple color. But white, I don't think is going to look too good on our white, especially on the inside. So I got out one of my markers. This is an alcohol marker. It's dark pumpkin pie, and we're going to color a couple of the stars. So let me color. And they take the ink really well. It's no problem. There we go. So that's more like it for the colors for this particular card. Okay, take your pick. Let's see if I have a second take your pick tool. I thought I did. Hold on. Did it fall over? Did it disappear? I do not have one. I'm going to use this tool right here that I have. I don't know where my second one went. And we'll just pick them up with this. All right, so let's get a purple one. Now, I want to use the take your pick and just get from underneath because these foam stickers are kind of delicate. So I don't want to damage it when I'm picking it up. So if I just were to use my take your pick with the little putty side, it might get damaged. Okay, and one of our orange ones. So cute, these little stars, aren't they? Okay, and then the inside I just scattered some. I just did 3 of them. So we'll do a black one and a purple one. I'm going to use, and then we have one more orange that we colored. Just like that. Okay, there we go. All right, you guys, card number 1. There we go. Cute little Halloween card, isn't it? Do you guys send Halloween cards to people? I think, so I brought my grandkids some Halloween cards that I had already made and some little Halloween treat bags that I had made. And I probably at least send my mom a Halloween card. You know, maybe my dad and his wife. We will see. Okay. Very good. Let's move on to our next card. Now, for the next card, we're going to do the fluffy squirrels. And have you guys seen this bundle? And at first I was like, oh, I don't know. But then I started to really like the squirrels. And my thing was, they're saying fluffy squirrels, but those don't look that fluffy to me. But they are super cute now that I've started using them. So the bundle for this comes with the stamp set and the punch, and it's super fun to have a punch, right? Super easy. It only works on one of the squirrels, which is this one right here, because you're going to flip it over and punch it out like that. This one can be fussy cut if you're going to use the other one, okay? So, and go nuts. It's your birthday. Can't wait to see you again. May you gather happiness. Then you've got some cute little things you can put on their little squirrel paws, like a flower, a present, an acorn. There's a little stump that they can sit on too. So cute set. We're going to do that one next. Let me get the pieces out. The other thing that we're adding to this card, let me grab the card, is we're going to use these dies, which are one of my favorites, the branching out dies. We're going to use, I think it's 1, 2, third one in and fourth one in. For die cutting the front. So it's going to open like this. And then we're going to use the same thing on the inside for the sentiment. Okay. The same size as the middle one. Okay. So let's get out the pieces. Okay. So again, in the back, I've got my pieces for stamping and punching this time. Here's our card base, and we're using Cajun Craze, my favorite fall color. And our card base for the Cajun Craze is 6 3/8 by 5 1/2. I know, weird measurement. I apologize. And it's scored at 2 1/8. So it's going to be 2 1/8 this way. Okay. So it's kind of like we just cut off half the piece right here. So this is 4 1/4 across. We just made this 2 1/8. So we just made a normal card and cut off a 2 1/8 from there. Okay, and then we turned it sideways. Okay, so the pieces that we're going to put on is from this gorgeous Gathering Together DSP. And this is 5 1/4 by 4 and 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. So we can go ahead and put those pieces down. Have you guys ordered any of the new product? If you're demonstrators, it's pre-order time. I got some things in and the new packaging, so that's been fun to take a look at. I I can show you guys a couple of the sneak peeks. I think I brought, did I bring those up here? Oh, I see them. They're over there across the room. Okay, so this is our card base like this. All right, we're going to work off. So like I said, we cut 3 of these pieces out. This is going to be for the inside, the sentiment. And this is going to be what we're going to build our little squirrel scene on. Okay, so this is Early Espresso. This is the Gathering Together DSP. This is a different piece. You can see which one it is with the gold foiling. So let's put that on so we have a little background for our squirrels. We're going to do 2 different squirrels. Okay. And then I've got for the label. So for the label, oh, I didn't pull that out. We're using textured notes dies. It's this second from the smallest right here. Okay. And then I just cut out a little piece of basic white to go in the middle. And this is 2 3/8 by 7/8. Really crazy measurements this week, right? Sorry about that. So that's going to fit right in the middle like that. And we're going to stamp on this too. All right. So let's get out. I'm going to do Early Espresso for my stamping instead of Memento. So we want Go Nuts. It's your birthday. Am I starting to sound nasally? I just have not felt good all day today. Someone on the plane must have been sick and breathing. Okay, there's that. Let's stamp our squirrels. So we're going to stamp our squirrels on this piece right here. We're going to do 1 of each. So this is the outside. This is a 2-step stamp, so we're going to do the outside and the inside. So I'm doing the outside first because, you know, and sometimes I switch it up, but for this one, it's definitely easier for me to do the outside of this one first. All right, next, let's get our inside stamps together. And I'm going to do crumb cake for the inside, and we're going to add a little bit of pecan pie with a dauber just around the edges. So he's got a little, maybe 2 tones to them, our little squirrels. All right, so let's start with this one right here. Did I push this up? Let me bring it down a little bit more so you can see a little bit better. Okay, so I'm inking it up in crumb cake. I'm gonna take my sponge dauber. I'm gonna get some of the pecan pie ink, and I'm just kind of going around the edges, a little bit on the tail, a little bit on the head, some on the paw, and some on the legs right here. Okay, I'm just gonna huff on it, and then I'm gonna try to line it up. You can see it's a little bit easier. I'm gonna pull it down a little. I'm very sorry, I don't want to go really out of space, but I need to kind of hover over it a little bit so I can go straight down. All right. It's a little tricky because, and we did a good job, because there's some white areas, right? Like the belly's white, so that stays white. So you can see how we did with our 2 tones. Isn't he cute? All right, let's get the other one, which I'm considering his girlfriend, but same thing, crumb cake, a little bit of pecan pie, and we're just kind of doing the same thing, just giving this one a little bit of extra. Pull it down. All right, aren't they adorable? I think they're so cute. I love squirrels. I've always loved squirrels. I don't see too many squirrels here. I mean, we've got some big live oak trees, so I see a little bit, but not as many here as I did in Illinois. Okay, now I also want to do a bunch of acorns. So we're going to do probably 10 different acorns, and I'm doing them on strips because the way I'm going to punch them out, that's going to work. So same colors I'm using. I should say color. I'm using the Early Espresso, And I've got the little acorn punch. Hold on, I need a baby wipe because I just stuck my thumb in the early espresso. Okay, so I'm just gonna stamp about 10 of these. I don't know why I didn't put this straight on my block. Seems silly. And I'm going to color them a couple different ways. So I'm going to use my blends. And let's see what we want here. I have got, I think the squirrels are so cute, Renee. Hi, Lisa. Okay, so crumb cake and pecan pie. So I'm gonna do, just kind of mix it up a little bit. So I've got dark crumb cake, and I'll do half of them with some crumb cake on the bottom. So I'm just gonna kind of shadow one side. I won't do them all here. I'll just do a couple of them. And then we'll blend in the light crumb cake over here. I'm just gonna color the other side. Let the colors mix for a second and then go back and blend them in. Okay, on the other ones, I'm gonna do the tops. So I'm gonna take my dark crumb cake and I'm just gonna do some dots. You know how sometimes it looks like they have a little bit on the top of texture. So I'm just doing some dots in the dark. Then I'm gonna kind of blend it in with the light. So it's a little bit more muted. Next, we're gonna take our pecan pie. And let's see, dark. So on the light tops, I'm just gonna draw some lines with the dark pecan pie. And then with the light pecan pie, I'm just gonna kind of blend that in. Just trying to make them just a little bit fancy, right? And then we can go back and double blend those again once the colors kind of mix a little bit. Okay, so those are done, except I only did 3, but you know what I mean. I do 5 of them. And then on the top of this one, I just did a plain light pecan pie. Didn't get fancy, and just colored those plain. So we're gonna be able to punch out one of our squirrels. We're gonna have to fussy cut the other one, which is an easy shape. And then we're gonna punch out some of, now you can see this barely fits, I mean, it fits in here, but you can see I don't have a lot of edge to work with. So just take a Post-it note. I'm going to use a piece of Post-it tape and just kind of do a little extension on this guy so I can kind of put him in here where I want him to be. All right. And there's a pretty good area of white that surrounds the squirrel. All right. Easy breezy. Now, I would just go down the line and punch all these out. So we'll punch out our 10 acorns. I would actually start at this end, do this end first. Let's pretend these are colored. And that way, if you go this way, from left to right, you're not going to damage any of the ones you've already colored, okay? So just go through and punch, super easy, until we have 10 of them. Okay, let me put some of these aside for now. Okay, lastly, we're going to fussy cut our squirrel. And I've got some extra, I don't know why I went ahead and did extra squirrels. Oh, the other thing, you guys, I didn't, that I should have done on here when I stamped is to do the little stump. And then I just colored that in pecan pie dark and light. So this is the little stump we're going to use too. All right, so we've got that. Let's fussy cut our girl real quick, or what I'm calling our girl. Super easy. Just leave a little bit of white space around. I saw the little nutcracker tags went on unavailable yesterday. I'm surprised they lasted that long, even through that sale they had with the kids sale. I bought several of those nutcracker kits because I'm in love with nutcrackers, and I think it's so cute. Can make them into cards, make them into tags. They're perfect. I've been waiting for a while for them to come out with a nutcracker set. I'm with Stampin' Up. It'll be 5 years at the end of this month, like the 26th. And I don't remember having a nutcracker set before. Okay, here's our pieces. Let's start building on here. We're going to pop our squirrels up. So let's do that. Oh, Lisa, I'm so sorry. Oh, thanks, Lisa, about the haunted house. Thank you so much. That was fun. We had a good time making that. One of my teammates, Nathan, he did one and showed it at our team meeting at Erica's house about a month ago. And it was super cute what he did. So I just ordered the little extra pieces on Amazon, and we just hot glued it all together, and it was fun. I think she liked it, and we found a nice place to display it in their house. We're going to pop up the stump too. I'm going to use some minis because it's not that big. And he's got a little place to sit. All right, hold on. Nose break. Okay. Let's add all these acorns. These I'm just going to glue in different areas. So let's get out the glue. And we'll just put a bunch of acorns. If you guys have this little set, I think it's really cute. There was another squirrel set I remember not that long ago, which was also very cute. I remember making a little gift bag with some nuts in it. All right, I think he should be giving her a little present, acorn present. So I'm going to put this like right here under his paw. Squirrels, they have paws, right? Would you call it a paw on a squirrel? I don't know. If you want to pop any up, this like seems like a good one to pop up, because we're going to put it right in front of this one. Yeah. So little. You don't have to use all 10 if you don't want to. Save some for the inside. Whoa. We have so many acorns in our yard right now. Those live oaks. Ugh. Rick said he swept the driveway today so my car wouldn't be all crunchy when I drove in. Okay, so let's do this. Let's attach this right here. Obviously, we only want to put adhesive on the top part. That's going to be right there. So I'm going to put it on this side. And then place this where I would like it. Good. Let's do our Go Nuts. Just a little bit of adhesive right here. All right. Oh, I didn't leave enough room. Did I plan that poorly or what? Well, the nice thing about this adhesive, unlike the glue, is you can lift it up and I can move it down a little bit. Make sure there's no sticky adhesive up here. See how far down I can go without getting too far. All right. Does that give me a little bit more room? I think so, except for this dimensional right here. Okay, that will be perfect right there. Let's glue it down. Uh-oh, somebody's barking. What's going on? Okay, there we go. All right, now on the inside, we want to stamp May You Gather Happiness. So like I said, this matches the inside piece right here, and that's going to be what we have on our inside. So early espresso again. Excuse me. I don't have a mute button when I'm doing a live. May you gather happiness. Let's add the rest of our little acorns on the inside. I ended up with all the same on the inside, which is okay. Nothing wrong with that. Whoa, get back there. Extra glue. Okay, let that dry for 1 second. Put some things away. Oh my God, it's hot in here. I think I forgot to turn the air down. Okay, let's put some adhesive on the back side of this, and then we're gonna line it up. The easiest way for me to do it is to just, okay, I want it to be like this. So it's gonna be upside down right here. I want it to be right in the middle of the other one. So I'm just gonna line it up, and then I'm gonna close it. All right, perfect. All right, there we go. Let's just add some embellishments to the front. I'm using the Cajun Craze dots. That's these right here. Cajun Craze and gold dots. Aren't they pretty? I don't know if you can see the gold flecks in them, but they're really beautiful. I have a couple left. So again, working on using up my stuff. All right. I don't know. Do these come small, medium, and large? I have to look, but I think I'll leave as large and small ones left. This is where I need my Take Your Pick tool. Where's my Take Your Pick tool? I'm like lost without it. And a small one. Come on. I can't do it without my thing. One more. I can do it. All right, over there. All right, you guys, there's our squirrel card. Fun, right? We need a little bit of fall squirrels. Oh, thanks, Lisa. Yes, Renee, yes. The glue, the multi-purpose glue, so you can put the glue on, let it dry a little bit, and then it's repositionable. Do I have the patience for that? No. Funny. All right, thank you. Okay, you guys, let's move on to the next one, which we're going to do this fall tree card. We've got a little scene going here with the fall leaves. Okay, so for this one, we're going to use the Autumn Trees bundle. We've got these beautiful trees, if you would like to stamp them. No sentiments in this set. So the sentiment we're going to use is from Fluffy Squirrel that says, "Can't wait to see you again." Obviously pick whatever sentiment you need. You need a thank you, do you need a birthday, you know, whatever you need. And then the star of the show again is the dies. So look at the dies that come with it. We're going to use this die right here. So I'll keep it out with the little deer in the grass. This beautiful tree die. It's a 2-piece die. And then on the second page, we've got these fall leaves. And then there's some other things that coordinate with the different stamps that you can stamp and cut out. Okay, so pieces for this card. Lots of pieces. All right, on behind the card base is all the pieces for die cutting. Lots of die cutting this time. Our card base is going to be Cajun Craze, just a normal card base. Hi, Jolene. Hey, everybody. Hello. Lisa, 27 years with Stampin' Up. Holy cow. All right, so for the inside, so this 8.5, 5.5 square to 4 1/4. I've got 5 1/4 by 4. I went with very vanilla because it seems like a fall or more fall color for the inside. And I just left it blank. So whatever card you want to make with this, you can just make it your own. You can always die cut another one of these and put it in the inside of the card on the bottom. I didn't. I just took a little piece of this, which is from the autumn paper, the what's the name of it? Gathering Together DSP. And I just used a little bit of this brown. So let's finish that. And our inside is done for now. Okay, now let's go over the die cutting first, then we'll go over the other pieces that go on the front. All right. So we've got several pieces. So we are going to start with just the tree outline. So I have 2 kind of big pieces that match this die right here. And you guys, all the measurements will be in my project sheet, in my email. So I'm using both of them together. So I'm going to take the tree and cut it out. This goes right in the center and it just cuts as one then, right? So you get the branches and everything like that. So I'm going to do one of them in green. Let me bring all my pieces here before something gets lost. So I'm going to do one of them in the mossy meadow. This is what it's going to come out like. I'm going to do another one in early espresso. So these are going to be our tree base, okay? I did it this way because I wanted the green background for the leaves, but I also wanted some of the branch and the trunk to be in early espresso. So we're going to do 2 colors with that, all right? So that's what we're doing for those 2. Next, we have these 3 pieces right here. So these are going to be the colors of our fall leaves. So I have Cajun Craze, Mossy Meadow, and Crushed Curry. So we're going to take this die that has all these little leaves on it, and we're going to die cut one of each of these. So what you're going to come up with then is they're very delicate. You can see. So I've got 1, 2, 3 colors, and then we're going to cut these up and put them on our tree. All right, so we've die cut that. Okay, next, we want to do our deer. Let me make sure my dies don't get lost because I love these dies. All right, hold on 1 second. I need to take another nose break. Okay, this right here. So this is going to be, there's 2 layers that we're going to put on the front of our card, right? So I have early espresso. This is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then I have a piece of basic white, which is 5 by 3 3/4. So to match the bottom of that, this is 3 3/4 right here. And it's probably, it's 1 3/4 to die cut. So we're going to take our little deer die like this. I'm going to leave some room at the bottom right here. I'm going to kind of center it because it's a little bit longer than we need for the die. So this is what's going to look like, and we're going to die cut it. And then this is how it's going to look after it's die cut. All right, so I have a little bit of space at the bottom, and we have these beautiful deer and our little bushes and greenery. Okay, so we've got that. Then I'm going to take a piece of pecan pie, and I'm going to die cut again to get the deer. So again, I just need a smaller piece. That's going to cut like this. And we're going to die cut the little deer and put them onto the greenery. All right. All right. Lastly, we're going to have a little strip. This is going to be for our sentiment. And this is Mossy Meadow. And this is 3 inches by 3/8 of an inch. All right. So now we can go ahead and start building our tree. We're going to want to glue it down right away. So let's do the background first. So I already mentioned this piece of white. Let me get, we're just going to do a little bit of background. So it looks like we have a little bit of sky and grassy looking in the back. So we're going to take a couple of our blending brushes. And I didn't want to go super bright with this because it's fall. So I thought, excuse me, a nice color for this would be the cloud cover. So I went with cloud cover for the sky. And then you can either use Mossy Meadow to kind of mimic the Mossy Meadow we're using, or you can brighten it up a little bit with Granny Apple Green. So let's try the Granny Apple. Although it seems a little bit bright. Maybe I'll at least go Old Olive. It's not quite as dark as Mossy Meadow. Let's try that. I don't remember what color I used. Let's see. Oh, it says Mossy Meadow stamp pad. Fine. Mossy Meadow it is. All right, so we're gonna just keep this easy and fast. So cloud cover for our sky. And I'm getting a little bit of swirlies in there, which is fine. I don't mind a swirled sky at all. I don't want to get it too dark and gloomy looking, but I do want a little bit of color. And I'm going probably 2/3 or maybe 3/4 down the page. I don't want my grassy area to be too high, but more is better. Need to stop. Mossy Meadow. Although that really doesn't look like Mossy Meadow to me that I used. But I guess I have to believe myself, right? Use any colors that you like. Nothing crazy here. Done. Okay, let's start building. So the first thing I want to do is take this tree and cut it. And if you still have pieces left, you need to poke those out. So let me try poking them with this little tool, since my take your pick is elsewhere in the house. And just poke all these out. Sometimes they just come right out. You can also use, like the same thing you use to clean the dies with, that little brush end of your take your pick tool, and that works really nicely too. Okay, same thing. It looks like most of my ones from Early Espresso are already poked out. And those aren't really going to show that much anyway. Okay, so now you have to decide which parts of the branches do you want to be cut off. So I'm just gonna randomly cut what I think some of the branches are here, which really these look more like leaves, so. And I'm just gonna kind of cut this off on an angle here. Now line it up, see if you like it. I think that's fine, just like that. So let's glue that to the other thing. Let me get out a little silicone mat here so I don't get glue all over. Now I am going to use the green glue because I do want to squish it around while it's still wet. Ugh. Messy. Okay. I think that's lining up pretty well. Okay, now we've got our tree base. All right, so what we're gonna do next, we might as well just put this down. Let's just glue this down. And then we can decorate our tree. I'm leaving a little bit of room at the bottom because don't forget we have our deer and everything. All right. I'm gonna put a big block on it to hold it down for a minute, and we'll let that dry. In the meantime now, let's prep some of our other pieces. So this one is fine the way it is, but we need to add the deer. So I'm just gonna cut off the deer right at the bottom of their little hooves. So we've got that one. Okay, let's glue these onto. Let me get my mat back out. And the little one. Looks like it's lined up pretty well. Okay, you can see up close. There we go. All right, let's start cutting our leaves apart. So you can see how they kind of look. So I'm just going to just cut them in bunches where I feel like they naturally should be cut. And I'm going to do that for all three of them. And again, poke out any little dots that you have. I might leave this one a little bit bigger. And then we're just going to randomly place these where we think we would like them on our tree. And I just kind of want to, you know, mix them up a little bit so they're not, so they're dispersed kind of evenly. So we have some nice color throughout. So we'll just pick them as we go. I'm going to start with a nice part at the top. And I think I used this one right here. Let me just poke out a couple little pieces. And I'm just putting these all on with the dots of glue. I know this is a little fussy, right? But I think it looks pretty when it's done. So just kind of keep layering all the pieces that you have. I feel like this one should maybe go here. No need to stay in any kind of lines or anything. I'm going to stick up a little bit. Cut this one off a little bit too. Have you guys been doing any fun fall activities? Enjoying the weather? How's everybody's weather? Everybody having good weather where they are? I'm gonna cut these off too. when we were in Chicago and Iowa, oh my goodness, the weather was so fabulous, so good. When I was driving back to Chicago from Iowa, the sunset was absolutely gorgeous. It was so pretty. It's like a little puzzle we're doing here, except none of the pieces really match, but it's okay. Just filling it all in. Let's see, I'm getting down to all little pieces. I wanted something just a little bit bigger. Whoa, that didn't want to stick. I'm going to add just another little piece of this one. Quiet, it's quiet in here now. Jolene, 49 to 55 degrees this week. That's in Minnesota. Let's do this one. So how many weeks till Christmas? Does anybody know? In case we all want to panic ourselves for a second. I have 3 more trips I have to take this year coming up. The next one's in 3 weeks for Colorado. So, I don't know. Do I want to keep traveling if I'm going to get sick when I travel? It's annoying. All right. This really isn't hard. It just takes a couple minutes. But, I mean, it's just die cutting the 3 little things and cutting them up, so it's easy. All right. We still have some pieces here. Getting down to the finals. I'm liking it. All right. I think that's about it on the Cajun Craze. Somehow they all go together, right? And I think we'll end with a yellow one, a crushed curry. I am going kind of fast too. I'm not really allowing these to really stick too well, but all right, where's my block? Let me press that down and let it dry for a second. All right, we have a couple little pieces left over, not too much. You can fill in if you want to. I think I'm gonna call it done. All right, next we need to stamp. Can't wait to see you again. Let's do it on our little piece right here. Excuse me. Early espresso. let's finish our final. So we're just going to put this piece onto our little skinny bordered early espresso, which apparently it's not that skinny bordered. Okay, I'm going to go all the way towards the top so it's a little more even. I've got a little bit extra on the bottom, but let me just make sure this is going to fit on here. That's fine. But we want to put this piece on too. So let's pop this piece up. Yeah, Lisa, I think so. I started to feel lousy today. So I don't know, can you get something that quickly after being on the plane yesterday? Because no one I was around was sick the whole weekend. So, of course, we were at the apple orchard on Sunday, and there were lots of people there breathing. So, who knows? And this should fit across perfectly. I'm going to bring it down a little bit, though, to take up some more of that brown space. Okay, we've got that. Let me slide a dimensional underneath the deer, maybe a mini. All right, that's looking pretty good, right? We're just going to take some adhesive and just put this right on with adhesive. And that should fit perfectly right here. I'm going to take it all the way to the bottom. Just like that. All right, let's pop this whole thing up. All right, now this card, like I said, we were kind of fussy with it, so I felt like we had enough going on. I didn't need to add any embellishments on the outside. So it's just standalone like it is. That's how I left it. You could, if you wanted to put some little rhinestones or something on there, but I just left it plain because I felt like it was enough. All right, you guys, that is our third card. If you guys want the kit, like I said, just place an order of $50 or more by Saturday at my Stampin' Up website before discounts or tax, and you'll receive the cards, the pre-cut cardstock to make all three. You'll need the stamp sets and dies and punches, but I'll send the pre-cut cardstock. You can also purchase it for $22 if you don't want to place an order. All right, I will have, here's all of our cute little fall projects. Oh, I didn't print a project and measurement sheet. I guess I only printed one, and that's the one I posted. So please hold. Let me show you what we got here. I folded up one of them, but there is a project measurement and supply sheet that'll go out in tomorrow's email. It has all the measurements. If you're on my email list, you'll get this tomorrow. So you can, and there's pictures of these too to help you make the cards if you would like to make them. If you're not on my email list, you can just shoot me an email. I'm happy to send the project sheet to you. Thank you guys. Don't forget about Paper Pumpkin. There's a new one that came out this week. It's Cozy Christmas. So that's gonna, it's like all boxes, right? So it's got 4 each of 2 tag designs with 8 identical coordinating boxes. So that's a fun Paper Pumpkin if you're interested in that. If you guys want to stick around for a second, I will show you a couple new products that I got, and then I will show you what I made at the watercolor class. So hold on a second. Let me run across the room and get some products over here. I didn't get a whole lot of stuff to start with on this pre-order, but there was some stuff that I thought was just so cute. So there's this, let me put this up a little bit. So we can have a little bit better view. This ribbon is pretty awesome. This is a green chevron, garden green chevron ribbon. So that's fun. I got this embossing folder. This is beautiful pattern embossing folder. So, and nothing's in order here, you guys. It's just random stuff. I just like literally unpacked it when I got home from work today for a minute. These earthy matte dots, these are beautiful colors, and they're matte and they're kind of flat. These are really, really awesome. Renee, that is, let's see. It says subscribe September. Oh, wait a second. I think I showed you the wrong one. I didn't print the one from this week. Hold on. This is the wrong picture. This is October. November, the one that just started, that's October 11th to November 10th, is the wrapped in cheer. I don't have a good picture of that, but here's a little picture of it so you can see right there which one that is. My bad, sorry. That happened while I was gone. It flipped over and I didn't print a new one this morning. Lasting linen polymer stamp set. This is the new packaging. What do you guys think for the stamps? Interesting, right? Taller picture on the front. And then on the inside, did you guys get any of these yet? If you're demonstrators, it's just going to open up and you're going to have the stamp set just loose like this in the plastic. Now I've seen on the demonstrator planning place, somebody took the stamp, they take this part and they use a little bit of tear and tape to attach it to here. They stamped it right here, and then they used tear and tape to put this piece over here. So when you open it up, it lifts off and you have a picture. This is not a good example because it's only one stamp, but I don't know, different ways. I haven't played with it. I just opened this up after work, so I have not had a chance to play with this stuff yet. I got the Stampin', these are dies. Which set does this go with? That must go with this set right here, Creative Haven. So these are not full size right here, but you can see they're going to be bigger because they go with these stamps right here. So I thought that was kind of fun. Then I have the banner sayings. I thought these were really nice. And the little banner punch to go with it. Who doesn't need a banner punch, right? That's so convenient. This one might be one of my favorites. And did I not? I'm not seeing. It might still be in the box. The dies to go with it, the on display. The dies to go with this are really awesome because it's like a curio cabinet and you can put all these little things in it. So that's super fun. Let me see if I have any of the paper. I got a couple scrapbooking kits which have been out. Wildflower, no, that's so this is the paper that goes with that. Let me open it up and show you a couple things in that. This is going to be really fun. And like I said, I think my dies must still be in the box because I just grabbed some stuff out of there when I came home. So real fun little, this is like books for reading. We've got some like little makeup things, some kitchen things, right? Fun, 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 all colored for you already. Some reading chairs, little plants, sewing. So that's fun, right? So all these cute little things, and then you have a whole bunch of like die cuts in there too. So you know how I like little miniature things, right? So this is going to be super, super fun to play with. And then the last thing I got is just like a Whispers of Texture DSP. So this is a nice DSP that has a texture on it already. So there's some stripes, and so it looks like 3 stripes and 3 of almost like these little, almost like, I don't know what you call that. Just a nice little texture. And of course you can use your blends and color those. So that's going to be fun too. All right, if you are interested, oh, and I got some vellum. The vellum is back. If you want to see a couple of things I did with Paint with Dina, I'm going to show you, but spoiler alert, if you're taking her class in a couple weeks, or if you are going to do the online version, you don't want this to spoil. Okay, so, but I'll show you a couple of things we did. We did some fall stuff with leaves. So let me show you a couple things out of my book. So I did this with a lot of gold in it too. Hold on, is this still? Okay, so I did this with, this is kind of the palette colors that she had in there. And then I painted with a little bit of gold shimmer too, and did some doodling. I don't know if you can see that, just in these leaf shapes with a stencil that she gave us. These fun leaves, this is not finished. I still have to finish doodling these out right here. Just this little fall tree scene with a little bit of a reflection. That was kind of fun. More colorful fall leaves with doodles on them. I don't know if you can see up close what the gold doodles are on there, but these are just like little trees. They almost look like leaves though, right? But they're actually supposed to be little trees. We did kind of a funky color wheel, which was kind of fun, where we watercolored all these different things and then just cut out the shapes. This is another one. I didn't do metallics on this. This is just another one with the leaves and the palette, kind of a bigger one. And then with the leaves, we did this one right here. So I kind of did like some oranges and reds. And this is a nice one that, and it got kind of flat in my suitcase, but these curl up a little bit. So I got a little bit of a 3D frame to put this in. So that was kind of fun. And then I have a lot of projects I haven't finished yet too, but then we did this fall leaf one where we did the background in this blue and then watercolored and die cut all these leaves out to do like a little fall scene. So I think that was fun too. So just a couple little peeks from my weekend. All right, you guys, have a good rest of the week. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. I think we should start Christmas. All right, have a good week. Bye, everybody.